Good evening. How are you guys doing? So, this is episode 15 of Meditation Mondays. I'm Daryl Gregory. Excuse me. I am a certified meditation coach, teacher, guider, like a kayak guide, going down the river of meditation, right? Okay. Enough of the stand-up. Yeah, so tonight well, earlier today I wrote an article that I put up on Substack about um about impermanence. I had to think of the word impermanent, even though I wrote this article. Um, you know what's impermanent? My brain is impermanent. I wrote this article about impermanence, and it just has been really hitting me lately how things are constantly in flux, constantly changing. I went to visit my sister and brother-in-law recently, and they're getting up in years. My brother-in-law is 80, my sister's 78, my wife just turned 60, you know, my other sister is turning 70, I mean, in October. And, you turn around and you have this thing in your head that things are, staying the same, but you turn around and they're not staying the same, they're changing. And then that emotion hits you, right? And for some people, take it in stride. I'm getting older, things are changing. But some people really take it seriously and they get anxious. They think about their own death. They think about the death of their spouse or their parent or brothers and sisters, people they love. And it really, really affects them and it affects their relationships. So you have these anxieties that are brought on by clinging to expectation that things are going to remain the same, even though we know that they're not going to remain the same. So how do you how do you deal with that through meditation? Well, meditation is the act of noticing your thoughts. And when you notice your thoughts, you notice that your thoughts are not real. They're not reality. You can stick your fingers through them, right? Um, and the more you look at them and the more that you notice and let them go, the more you realize they are, like clouds. So from down on Earth, you look at those clouds and they look so solid. But then you get up in an airplane, you fly through the clouds, and you notice that they're just water vapor. So, it's something that we can practice through our meditation. And you can also practice thinking about impermanence through meditation. So I was thinking that I would do a semi-guided meditation today, just guiding you and helping you think about impermanence, think about things that are, easy to think about in terms of not being permanent. And if you want to, in future practices, meditation practices, you can, instead of thinking about how our breath is impermanent, think about how the things around you are impermanent. The people around you are impermanent. It gets harder and harder. It's not easy to think about impermanence. It's not easy to think that someday, um, this house that I'm sitting in will be gone. Everything in it and yeah. So so start easy, start with the training wheels and yeah, so also take some time and read my article that I posted on Substack, Meditating on Impermanence. So, you know, how to alleviate suffering by letting go of grasping onto things. You know, I often think about some of the Hollywood people that we know that have had plastic surgery done because they need to hang on to that youthful presence, right? And I just think of the turmoil and the struggle and the suffering that they must have gone through to make that decision to have someone take a knife to their face, their beautiful face. And yeah, so it's not easy. All right, so let's review our meditation postures. We have three things that we need to think about. First is our seat. Feet flat on the floor, sit bones on a chair. I'm sitting on a chair. Um, if you're sitting on the floor, your sit bones are your foundation. Spine is long. Neck continues your spine in a comfortable uh, position. So not too far forward, not looking up, in a place where you don't notice your neck. Crown of the head going towards the ceiling, and my palms are flat down on my thighs. You can use a mudra if you know how to do those, and you know what they're for. It's totally up to you. The next is the breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose, noticing when it comes in and when it goes out. Breathing in a normal fashion, but paying attention to the breath. The breath is our anchor. The breath is what we come back to. The act of breathing in and breathing out. The next thing we think about, or the next thing we address, I should say, is our thoughts. Our thoughts are coming and going. Our brain is a thinking mechanism. It does what it does, and the thoughts are there in our mind, but we have a choice of latching onto them and following them and creating stories around them. And like I said in my article on impermanence, grasping onto them and wanting them to stay. I want the thought of my youthful vigor and beauty to last forever. So I'm going to do whatever I need to do, something of that nature. So, when we notice our thoughts in meditation, we let them go and we come back to the breath. And that's the practice. Noticing and coming back, noticing and coming back. And the more we practice, the less coming back we need to do, because we just notice those thoughts just passing over like clouds, right? They just pass over. And that's it. All right, so we're going to do this semi-guided meditation on impermanence. So find your seat, find your breath. I'll set my timer here. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. You can sit facing the screen, or you can sit off to the side and not stare at the teacher. As we breathe in and breathe out, start to think about how your in-breath has oxygen, and then when you breathe out, it's mostly carbon dioxide. Each breath in is different. Each breath out is different. The breaths are not the same. The air is not the same. The gases are not the same. Maybe you take a deeper breath or a longer exhale. And the breath that you take in feeds the blood with oxygen, and our heart pumps this blood all through our body. It's never the same. Our veins never carry the same exact blood. It's always different. It's always carrying different quantities, different qualities. It's similar. It's within a variance. It's within, plus or minus whatever, but it's not the same. And that blood feeds cells all the way from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head and everywhere in between. And those cells have a lifespan. They're living and dying, being collected by the lymphatic system. When they die, or in the case of skin cells, when we wash. So as soon as those cells die, and as soon as those skin cells are washed off, this person sitting in front of you is different. So for every passing moment, our body is changing, and we are not the same person we were a moment ago. Maybe during this practice, you notice an irritation somewhere, maybe on your face, maybe on your arm. Chances are, if you let it be, it'll disappear. Some sensations and thoughts about the sensation, they rise and fall, they come and they go. It's not a permanent sensation that follows you all through your life. Thinking about the meal that you had, maybe earlier in the day, or maybe even right before we had this meditation practice. The food that was on your plate is not the food that is in your stomach. It's gone through many changes and is going through changes as we sit, being digested, being distributed through the body. And eventually being eliminated. And the thoughts that we have. I mentioned this earlier, but we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are not real. Our thoughts are a byproduct of our nervous system, of our brain function. But our thoughts are like clouds. We are not our thoughts, just as the sky above are not the clouds that roll underneath it. And those thoughts, good or bad, they could be thoughts of people we love, people we admire, things we love to do, thoughts of going on vacation, or they could be anxious thoughts and worries and stories that we create about our people around us who maybe irritate us or are difficult. Those thoughts are impermanent. They don't stay, they pass. And we notice them, we come back to the cycle of our breath. Taking a deep breath. Exhale. Bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. So when you're meditating and you have a consistent practice of meditation, you don't always have to sit silently. You can think about things, think about impermanence. We've done metta meditation where you think about the welfare of people and you wish them well. So, yeah, there's all sorts of different types of meditation. Let's bring our hands to prayer, bring your hands to heart center, bow your head. I'm going to say a prayer that I learned maybe 20 years ago. Stuck with me. May the pure light of bodhicitta, and bodhicitta is that loving kindness, that loving pervasive love that we have. May the pure light of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion. And suffering and confusion are brought on by attachment to outcome, attachment to expectation, aversion to things we don't want to have happen or don't like, and then ignorance, not being aware, not being in the present moment. And we want that light to dawn in each and every heart and mind. And we will keep meditating and keep praying until all beings have found that light. May the pure light of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppable, until all are fully illuminated. Thank you so much, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Yoga class on Wednesday morning with the neighbor ladies. I don't know, a few of them been out of town, so it's been hit and miss. But I'm going to practice anyway. And then some practice on Friday evening at 6 p.m. I hope you guys can join me. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.